Look to the end. I've collected those rare vintage photos that you haven't seen yet. Let's get 1,000 subscribers on the channel. A woman who tried to participate in the elections. When she tried to enter the polling station, she was pushed out and thrown to the ground. Great Britain, 1872. The curator of the museum measures the stuffed latimeria, which was considered extinct 65 million years ago, 1968, USA. American General George Patton poses with a German flintlock rifle after the capture of Frankfurt, March 29, 1945. Germany. U.S. Air Force Sergeant Harold Rogers with his mascot dog named Mister before flying to bomb targets in Germany. Rogers flew 25 successful missions with the dog. After that, he served as an instructor in the United States, but returned to the front, leaving the dog at home. He died during his very first flight on July 2, 1944. These photographs depict Venice in the 1890s, its famous canals, beautiful palaces and squares, as well as the daily life of ordinary citizens. Just 30 years earlier, the city belonged to Austria, and in 1866, it was annexed to the newly formed Italian kingdom. The images were colored in natural colors using photochrome. Punishments with rods were abolished in Russia only in 1903. The shortest war in history was the war between Great Britain and Zanzibar on August 27, 1896. It lasted exactly 38 minutes. When the famous German physicist Albert Einstein died, his last words went with him. The nurse next to him didn't understand a word of German. At the end of the evening prayer on the ships of the Russian Imperial Navy, the watch commander commanded, "Cover up," which meant putting on hats. And at the same time, the signal was given to end the prayer. This prayer usually lasted 15 minutes. Employees of the horse-drawn railway before starting work. 1898. The nuns of St. John's Monastery. The 1910s. In the photo on the left, the grinder at the machine. In the photo on the right, a meat seller. Ronald Reagan was once an FBI informant in Hollywood and regularly informed on actors he suspected of conducting sabotage activities. The longest war in history took place between the Netherlands and the archipelago of Scilly. The war lasted 335 years, from 1651 to 1989, and did not suffer any losses. This amazing species, known as the majestic Argentine bird, whose wingspan reached 7 meters, is the largest flying bird in history. It lived about 6 million years ago in the open plains of Argentina and in the Andes Mountains. The bird is a relative of modern vultures and storks, and its feathers reach the size of a samurai sword. Foot bandaging is an ancient Chinese tradition where girls had their toes tied to their feet. The idea was that the smaller the foot was, the more beautiful and feminine the girl was considered. Fighters with the Ku Klux Klan. Tiger's Eyes, September 1922. The arrest of a semi-naked woman at the Cannes Film Festival, France, May 24, 1965. Loaner Porsche was the world's first front-wheel drive car with a hybrid power plant. The internal combustion engine in it recharged the batteries, which in turn powered the electric motors. At the Lohner Porsche World Exhibition, it won the Grand Prix, but alas, it was not mass-produced. Dutch Sentries, 1939. Stray cats waiting for gifts from local fishermen, Greece, the 1970s. The driver of the road movement will be involved in the city, Great Britain, September 1967. A girl covered a child with a trash can so that he would not crawl away while she was busy knitting, USA, 1969. Female fighters of the Belarusian partisan detachment with personal weapons, 1944. Russian soldiers of various nationalities, 1856. Italian master of special effects in cinema, Carlo Rambaldi, and the alien created by him from the movie Alien, 1982. Holborn 9100, personal computer advertisement, 1981, United Kingdom. The Holborn 9100 computer was produced for only 2 years, and it did not become mass-produced, although his design was very cool at the time. The deportation of a Jewish family, March 31st, 1939, London. In late March and early April, the British police carried out the deportation of Jews who had left Czechoslovakia after its occupation by Nazi Germany. They were denied entry to the country due to incorrectly issued documents. Indians present a ceremonial salmon to a train driver, Oregon, USA, 1940. Queen Min is the last queen of Korea, who ruled until 1895, when the country was annexed by Japan. A former millionaire sells apples from a stall, 1931, San Francisco. In 1911, the English Cambridge Scientific Instrument Company released the first serial cardiograph that records a cardiogram using a projection optical recorder on a special photosensitive tape. The first day of school was in 1959, with a full cone of candies. The reactions of the audience who saw a burlesque dance performed by a stripper for the first time. Los Angeles, California, 1966. Inventor Carl Ward demonstrates his invention, a pedal-powered monocycle in which the wheel is replaced by legs. The purpose of the invention was to sit while walking. Los Angeles, California, 1971. 5-year-old Harold Walker collects 20 to 25 pounds of cotton a day. United States, 1916. Soldiers feed the lizards to the prickly devil. Australia, 1941. A resident of besieged Leningrad carries the body of the deceased on a handcart, 1942. On August 31st, 1920, the first Soviet tank of the M-type, Russian Renault, named Fighter for the Revolution Comrade Lenin, was launched. Dancers from the island of Levkos in Greece perform a dance with barrels during the International Folklore Festival, 1963. A joint photo of soldiers of the Black Guard of Nestor Makhno and a detachment of Red Army soldiers, 1918. A rich wheat harvest was harvested this year at the Stalin Collective Farm in the Novo-Alexandrovsky district of the Stavropol Territory, the year 1951. Karting in the USA, 1964. A column of tennis players on Red Square. Sports parade on June 30th, 1935. A fight between Nazis and Communists. Berlin, 1927. The first version of Mickey Mouse with fan letters, 1928. The position of the 7.62 millimeter Maxim machine gun. Tactical exercises in the Western Special Military District, August, September 1940. The USSR. The transportation of oil for home use. It was used to heat stoves, cook food on it. The device of the WLW Crosley Superpower radio receiver, USA, 1936. The most monstrous radio receiver ever created. 37 lamps, 75 watts of sound. A soldier's operation during the First World War using X-rays to locate a bullet, 1917. An Allied prisoner of war caught trying to escape through the sewers. Kolditz prison camp in Leipzig, Germany, 1943. Children learn the rules of road safety in Kutaisi, Georgia, 1986. A cowboy performs a lasso trick, 1959. An English traffic cop and 2 hares he bought for Christmas. A car for an egoist, 1957. Mercury Monterey had a power of about 400 horsepower and could accelerate up to 250 kilometers per hour. Transportation of brand new Buicks, United States, 1928. The Bachelor Cooks Dinner, 1886. Hay laying in Buffalo County, Nebraska, 1903. Students and teachers in Lowell, Nebraska, 1911. The first photo of the comet. The image was taken by Jules Janssen on June 30th, 1881. The process of dressing a crinoline is a rigid fabric with a horsehair base to give the skirt the desired shape. Charles Frederick Worth invented this trouble. London, Great Britain, 1860. Classes in the athletic club of the Russian athletic and gymnastic community, the Russian Empire, 1906.